Hello,
Oh,
everybody. I'm intuitive numerologist Sue Coffin. Welcome to Healing Numbers 22. I'm here with Chelsea, who is, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I got something over here that says end stream.
uh-oh.
Okay, never mind. So I'm here with Chelsea, and Chelsea started doing numerology, I think, what, in 2020?
Probably some right around there. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've had multiple readings. And then all of a sudden you said, whoa, there's some real validity to this. So I'm going to start learning it. So Chelsea is
Yeah,
one of my students
I
and
am.
doing
I
very well
love it.
with it. Yes, I want to welcome anybody and everybody who is here. Um, the first thing is you need to leave a comment with us. We don't know you're here unless you just leave a comment. All you got to do is say hi or whatever. We're going to talk a little bit about personal year energy, which is extremely important because every year has its own theme. And if we know what that theme is, then we can lean into it to get the most out of it, right? Um, a lot of times people don't even know what numerology is. Is that correct? I mean, that's what
Absolutely.
you've heard, right? They,
I didn't know what it was.
yeah,
I had
we,
no idea.
it's really interesting because over in Europe, in the UK, I mean, this is just common knowledge. Everybody does numerology, knows about it, but in America, it has been pushed down. So the study of numbers, what I do, I study Pythagorean energy, numerology, and it's the study of the numbers 1 through 9. And each number has its own vibration. It has its own characteristics, its own essence. And through the name given at birth and the birth date, I have the ability to help you understand the energy that makes you who you are, and energy that comes in, bringing in events past, present, and future. So that's just a brief of numerology. Did that make sense, Chelsea?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a hard thing to describe, right? To tell people that you can kind of give them an idea of their personality and what's going on.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can't see the energy, right? It's just like Reiki or something. We know there's energy that's moving, but we don't see it. So,
Correct.
um, but it's very valid, very valid.
Yes. It always rings true for me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing. It still surprises me. I've been doing this for over a decade, and I still am amazed at how accurate it can be.
Oh yeah.
So, personal year energy is we work in 9 year cycles. Okay. Each year has its own theme. So if you're in a 1 year, that's the start of the new cycle. So there's new beginnings, new opportunities, um, new projects, people coming in. Then you go to then number 2 is all about bringing the group together and compromising, negotiating. Things slow down, whereas in 1, everything goes fast. The 3 is all about manifestation and bringing the inner child out and being more playful and using your imagination. 4 is about work. 5 is the pivotal year. It changes things. It allows us to expand. Now, sometimes the 5 is showing us that energy is in constant flux. It's always moving. Then we have the 6, and 6 is about family, friends, community, responsibility, selfless service to other people. 7 is the energy that likes to research, is very spiritual. It's eclectic because it's spiritual, but it's very analytical. So in this year, if you were getting a reading, you were in a 7 year, I would be saying to you, don't overanalyze your gut. This is the year to really tap into it and learn from it. And then 8 is all about power, money, and success. it changes. It's the material world that we're working on. 9 is all about endings and completions and letting go, because we're
And
getting
that's what
ready.
I'm coming out of.
Yes, and me
The
too.
9. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Yes. That's
Yeah.
all
So
about letting go of things that no longer serve you.
yes, and it's not
Yeah.
just physical. It's mental, emotional,
Yeah.
spiritual, anything that is clinging to you, and it's not serving your greatest good, then you need to release it. But the funny thing is about the 9 year is things were put in your path. A lot of times 9 will spin the past around. So they have to revisit things. And then you say, well, I don't know. Don't think that's serving me anymore. So I need to let it go. And the more you can let go of something, the wider the door can swing open for you in that 1 year, the starting of that new cycle.
Exactly. So
Right?
if you're someone that is new to numerology or you're just visiting just to kind of test the waters, Sue, how can you calculate your personal year energy?
Okay. It's
It's
very easy.
easy.
Okay. It's really numerology is easy. Astrology is complicated, I think, because there's so much to it. But you would take your month and your day of birth and you add it to the number 9. This is calculating 2025, the universal year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. So say my birthday is June 13th. So I would say 6 plus 1 plus 3 plus 9. This gets to me 19. Now, we always add double digits numbers together to get a single number. So I'm going to add 1 and 9. That's going to be 10. 1 and 0. That's going to be 1. So Sue will be going into a 1 personal year in 2025.
Very nice. And you mentioned universal year. What is a universal year? How does that impact?
It's the collective. It's a collective. That's how we're all connected, because that's part of the calculation of the personal year energy.
Okay.
All of us are going to be doing a little bit of releasing because of that 2025, that 9. But we'll be doing it. It's an undercurrent, more or less, of the personal year energy. But universally, if we look at it, 9 is the humanitarian, right? Universal love. This is when it's balanced. I'm not so sure the world is really balanced right now.
Probably not.
So sometimes 9 can bring in chaos. And what is chaos? Chaos is the teacher of unconditional love, forgiveness, and letting go. So also, again, I will repeat this: 9 swings the past around. So the universally, we're all going to be looking at the world will be looking at the past, trying to get some footing in for 2026, which will be the 1 year for us, for universally. That makes sense?
That makes sense. And so this is global. This isn't just
No,
us here in the United States, or this is
that's
the whole world.
yes, correct. Yes. But I will say that when I was taught numerology, if there was another language that came in, I was taught that not to attempt it because of the sounds, the vibration of the sounds of the letters and stuff are it could be different. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
Interesting. And then one thing that comes to my mind when you mentioned that 9, is about the past and reevaluating.
yeah,
Um, the shape of the number 9,
yeah.
kind of tell us about that and how that
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
kind of cool, isn't it?
it is.
Because everything is a symbol, right? I mean, the all our letters and numbers are symbols. So if we look at the number 9, can you see that?
I can,
See?
yeah.
It's looking in the past, right?
Yep. Yep.
Swinging. It's only standing on 1 foot. So it's going to
Not
be a
very
little bit wobbly.
uh,
It's going to be a little bit wobbly, but it's in its head. Do you see that?
yep.
Constantly in its head.
Yep.
Reevaluate.
Looking at the past.
Because 3, 6, and 9 are our emotional numbers, right?
Yeah.
So it's emotionally, it's reevaluating and looking at things that needs to let go of. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times spiritual teachers can come in with 9. 9 is a very spiritual number because it's the last number that I study. So if I add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 8, I get 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. It encompasses everything. It's the all or nothing number. People with 9 energy within their chart is they can be very happy, and then the next minute they can be not so happy. It can switch. It's that emotion that constantly switches. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anybody in the audience right now, and forgive me because I can't see comments, but I believe Sue can. If anybody wants to throw their birth date in the comment section, we would be happy to
Yeah.
take a look at that and
Yeah,
see
I would
what year
love
you're
that.
heading into.
I would love that. I could just
Yeah.
give you a little bit of guidance. And all I need is the month and the day of birth.
Yes.
I don't need a
You
year.
don't have to, yeah, we don't have to
Not
know
the
how
day.
old you are. It's
Mm-mm.
okay.
No. Just a month and a day. And maybe it's not yours. Maybe it's somebody else's, and you're interested in what they're going into. Because
Yeah.
that's very important too. As I've taught Chelsea, it's watching other people's energy. Oh, I have two of
Look.
them.
Oh,
Do you see them?
I can see it. Yes, that's great.
Oh,
I didn't think I could,
thank
but I can.
you. So I have 4, 3.
Amy
Okay.
Seymour. I know
So
Amy Seymour.
Amy is going to go into a 7-year.
Ooh.
All right. And I'll get back to that, Amy. I'll tell you more about that. So I got 12 and 29, 11, 3.
We've got Heather. Yep, 1229.
And it looks like Heather's going into a 5.
Ooh.
Yeah. So interesting. Okay. So let's look at, let's hindsight, right? Hindsight is always good. So Amy, in 2024, there was a lot of family responsibilities around you. There probably were. It was asking you to do selfless service for other people. There was, it could have brought in a lot of work too, which is interesting. But money comes in with 6, but not like the money truck backs up to the house and dumps the money in. You have to work very hard for it. And it's like you have more responsibilities than what you're getting paid for, but the reward will come in. And usually it comes in at the end of that year. It could have brought in pets. It could have brought in children. This is the year of family, of marriages, births. It could be divorces. It could be anything to do with the relationship. 6 is the mama bear. 6 takes care of everybody. Did that ring true, Amy? Does any of that ring true?
And this is for 2024. So this is the
That
year
was
you've
2024.
been
That
in.
was hindsight. The 7 is all about inner reflection. It's time to step back. The world still goes 100 miles an hour, but Amy will be stepping back, pulling back a little bit, looking at the past, the present, the future. Where do I want to go? This is a great year for school, any type of education, any type of spiritual growth. Not surprising when somebody's in a 7-year that they come and see me, or they go and see an astrologer, or they go tarot readings, whatever. It does uplift that. So the 7-year, it's very important that you allow it to slow down. You slow yourself down, because if you don't, sometimes it will slow you down, and you don't need that. It's just a matter of you pulling back a little bit and getting plenty of rest and eating well and studying, reading those books that you've been wanting to read. And then we have Heather. Heather's in a 5. So last year, let me just make sure my calculations are right. Yeah. Last year was about work. It was a very practical year. You're getting everything in order. You were focused, disciplined. 4 is the structure of the home, right? Structure of everything. So you were settling down. See, it's hard for me to really tell, because I don't have the whole chart. I don't know what your core energy is, but the personal year wanted you to slow down. It wanted you to look at the finances. It would have been a good year to buy a home, or maybe even move, or um, rent rent a home. This is another year, four. Where 4 and 7 were always this is the years we watch our health, because four, a lot of work can come in. There can be a lot of stress, because four puts you in a box. It's like limits you and restricts you. So the stress I would have said to you, alleviate that by getting outside and walking, being with Mother Nature. And now, Heather, you're going into that 5. That's all about change. A lot of change can come in this year. This year will go very fast for you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. May could be a month where something new comes in. April, you have to release something in order for May to come in, bringing in something new. But it should be a fun year. This is a year where you should travel, you should get out, do some, be more social. A great year for communication, networking. If you're in business, it's a great year for networking in business, most definitely.
Some adventure, hopefully.
It's adventure, right? Yes, you got it. What else do you put in there with that 5?
The five senses,
Oh,
because
there you
there's 5
go.
of those.
Perfect. So you have to be very careful of overindulgence
Yeah.
when 5 is around, because 5 likes freedom. It wants to have fun. It wants to be out and about. And then the heightened physical senses, we might drink more, we might eat more. Yeah. So you have to just be careful of that. But again, a lot of it has to do with what's in your core energy, how you deal. Do you have any 5 energy? If you don't have any 5 energy, in the energy that makes you who you are, this can be a difficult year because you don't like change, right? Yeah, you don't like change. But if we have to change, change is growth. And if we don't change, we have to. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So
going to take one more. So we've got Becca Dow here, and hers is
okay.
610.
Whoops, sorry.
There's Sue's alarm saying we're almost done. Wrap it up.
Oh, Becca's in a 7 year too.
Oh.
So again, there's some self-reflection going on, needing to slow down a little bit, try to figure out where you've been, what you need to do. Can put in the plans. You can put things in. I don't think you put the plans in action. I think it's more about designing them and making them, figuring out which ways you want to go. Because the 8 year, 2026 for Becca will be 8, and that's when she's going to put everything in movement, right? Because 8 is constantly in movement when you write it.
Becca's got some 8 in her chart, I happen to know. So 8 will be a more fun year for her, I think, than this 7 will be.
And again, it has to do with your core energy. How do you deal with it? Do you have any? Do you have a lot of it? I mean, sometimes when we have too much of one number, that's like drinking too much. It's an overload. So how do you balance that? And that's what numerology does. It helps you to understand the balancing of things. And things are a constant flux, right? Yeah.
So
That's
as
what
we wrap up, we obviously Sue's kind of talked about a lot here. We've talked about personal year energy, but there's a lot more numbers involved to all of us individually as people. So if any of you guys have an interest, Sue does, of course, private readings. They're done over Zoom, so you can do it from the comfort of your couch or your nice little favorite spot to curl up, and she does personal year readings. which will take you through not only the year that you're coming into, but your chart to let you know how your energy internally, personally, is going to react to your personal year and how to make the most of it. And I think that's what I've found is the biggest benefit of doing this consistently and working with Sue is kind of having an idea of how things might go. And then when I start to see them going that way, how I should react to them. Whereas if I hadn't had that heads up, I, would probably have a much harder time with whether it be change or whether it be slowing down and relaxing and not pushing yourself. It just helps you go with the energy than kind of opposing that energy because you don't really know it's there.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents of
Yeah.
how
That,
this can help.
that's really good. The other thing is, I set it up two ways. You can sit down and have a 60 to 90 minute, which will take you through all 12 months because we'll be talking about more about the monthly energies. Those are little undercurrents that are switching us up. So you can do it that way, or you can just go 6 months, January to June, which is really good too. They're both good. They're fun. But like you
And-
said, it's knowledge. If we have the knowledge of um, what the energy wants from us, because it's not going to go away. We
right.
it's not going to go away. We
Can't
can
ignore it.
You can't ignore it. Well, we try, don't we? And then we get that feeling of resistance, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's when we're not balancing the energy around us. And numerology can help you understand that. It's so cool.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to it. Even studying it, I look forward to. So we do the personal year energy, which, like Sue just explained, is either 6 month or 12 months. But I'm also part of one of Sue's calendar groups, which is a monthly group. You can have friends with you that join. You meet with Sue monthly, and she goes over what month you're in and what year you're in for numbers. And that way you can kind of have an idea of, oh, this month I'm going to be going 150 miles an hour and I'm going to be getting stuff done and I'm going to be doing this. And then the next month might be, I'm going to be staring out a window wondering what to do next. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot of fun, especially with friends, because then you can talk to each other about it throughout the month and say, oh, hey, how you doing with that five personal month energy. And it's a lot of fun. So
It's
once
a
you've
good
gotten those.
teaching tool. It's a great
Yeah.
teaching tool because we also go in when we do those groups. Um, we also go into the weeks. There's a
Yes.
lot to numerology. Okay, there's a
Yes.
lot of deep dives. So
And to the
uh,
days, really, down to the day.
you can
Month,
go
weeks,
and
days.
I can also divide a day into 4 quarters. So I can nail it pretty much how the energy is running, which is kind of fun because if you got a big meeting coming up, how do you deal with it? What's the energy? How's the energy going to support you in that
Yes.
time span?
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
is it saying be quiet, be observant, or is it saying stand up in your power? You know, it's just fun. It's all fun.
It's a lot of fun. So, to find information about all these wonderful things that Sue offers, you can find her at healingnumbers22.com. You can follow on Facebook or Instagram. Maybe you even have seen Sue on TikTok if you're a TikTok fan. She would love to talk with you. Would love to go over your charts with you and give you an idea of kind of where you're at and where you're headed and how you can
Yeah.
better yourself through numbers.
Great Christmas presents.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's what I want. Anybody, I know a few of you on here, so
Yeah.
you know,
I
you know
love
what
it.
I
I
want for
love
Christmas.
it. Oh shoot. Well, we're
Uh,
going to be doing this again on the
yes, yes.
27th at 11, same time,
Mhm.
same place.
Yep.
If you have questions, please, you can email them to me. And I'll make sure I address them when we get together, or please come back and visit some more because next time we'll really start going into the yearly energies and what they're looking at, and maybe some monthly energies just to give you a guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All
Thanks
right.
for being here, everybody.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll see you all on the 27th.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.